Welcome to the entrance to 7 Lair. It really worked. Oh, hi Morgana. Okay, so this is the part where we see Morgana. Okay. Your dedicated search for the creator is worth your price. And your rise to action and yearning for the truth will be a driving force for you all. Are you... Fairy? Oh. Oh, she's actually... The illustration in the fairy house could hardly have been called realistic and frankly, not even remotely good. But the female with braided hair before us now, I felt like she resembled her, in a way I couldn't pinpoint. Sure, why not? I merely make myself appear as a fairy. I was forced to do this in order to stay in congruence with this world. Okay. I have no physical form nor voice, yet my existence permeates everything all at once. Well, nice fairy, still lacking hand. Well, I suppose that the peculiarity of my existence made its way into this form a bit. But your arm, what's wrong with it? Who or what are you? Who am I? Asking is futile. Such an inquiry into my existence would have been far too broad of a meaning to be communicated. Who am I in red? Is that a question from Mineko? But you are the one who did this, aren't you? You made this crazy 7 Lair game and locked us all of us inside of it. How odd, I did not intend to lock any of you in. You being before me now means the next door is about to open. The place it takes you will depend on your own volition. Oh, interesting. Be it your ward, or the 7 Lair, the forest of the suicidal. The forest of the suicidal? Whoa, you're telling me I hit the nail on the head? So 7 Lair really did refer to the layer of hell? Real talk, I was kind of speculating, not being completely serious. It can't be, this is too unrealistic. The word itself unrealistic at this point, the meaning was infinitesimal. And sure, we all knew that, but the fact that the female being before us existed, and given everything that we had witnessed up until this point, any semblance of reality had long since been lost. So you're saying that you are some sort of servant of hell? She's a witch. Or the devil itself. No, Michelle, I'm the retainer of God. And she knows your name. And she's Angel. Wow. Hell is not solely the lair of the devil, mind you. Huh, retainer of God. Well, good freaking job. Dragging some lowly humans into this absurd game. A little bored, huh? As I had already attempted to make that clear, I cannot be defined. I'm an unaccountable existence, and I'm not something that conforms to time. And my existence, the me, that which purports to be before you, is that alone. The actual me does not exist anywhere, yet everywhere at once. This world is not one of individuals, but only things that have infinite grasp and perception of what is. I don't understand any of this, and now we are talking about gods and stuff. I just can't believe any of it. How deplorably empty. Dante is that his surname? Or name? I have no idea. Alighieri? Dante Alighieri recorded our word with striking accuracy, and for many centuries people were instilled with the fear of sin. But as ages have passed, the Divine Comedy has become to be but a work of fiction. But what world are we in? It can be hell because it makes no sense. How was this all made? You are too empty. How, or in a way, why, all those questions will bring you no discernible meaning. Jesus, Morgana's going like full philosophical now. You all have been met with an incomprehensible existence, and now you're trying to apply your logic to it. Yeah, good point. Like, forget logic now. But that will only bring you meaning that pertains to your own worth and values. So, you're a retainer of God and can do anything, is what you mean? If this was a mystery, people would be throwing at tomatoes. Wow. Yet, there is something that we hold is important. No such empty inquiry such as how this word was made, but rather why it was made. So that's the reason? Not just for the sick pleasure? Well, to get you all like out of your basements, apparently. Pleasure? How foolish. Why would you assume this was for fun? What else are we supposed to think? Seventh Lair is just a game word. I mean, you all had like the same issue and like kinda fixed them. Kinda, not really yet, but if you meet offline, then yeah. And the one who created this word is you, is it not, Michelle? No, there is universal law in our word. Creation in its purest form can only be done by the Father God. I'm not God, but a retainer. I'm not capable of creating a word from zero. Which is why I merely borrowed your view of the word. In the place that those contemplating suicide is not always a game, words such as this, wow. Misha, since you had thought of this word at one point, this is the form it took. I cannot be scared whenever this game word has been created as something you would accept of a game. It merely expanded from the concept. This place, it could be considered an illusion. In your real world, all of you are unconscious in front of your civilization's machines. Sure. So when we download the game from Realm of Heaven, your spirits or souls rather, were called to this world. Yeah, apparently. She said before the forest was suicidal. No way. Could we already be dead? That's one of the furies I had in the beginning. You knew the threat. You have not taken your lives by your own hands yet. Yet, yeah. It simply means it was highly probable outcome for you. Okay. So it's like Kimon said. One ostracized by her supposed friends. A girl who made a world of her own. But her loneliness, she still felt daily was overpowering. One man who could not rebound from his failures, who feared mingling with society, who led himself to distraction through drink and drugs. One youth, plagued by the dichotomy. That's the... Wait, what that word even means? Dichotomy is a word? Or the mind and body unable to find composure beside self and the society living days in pain. This is about Imeon, so... Okay. I didn't even know that dichotomy is a word. The painful emotions that you bear, one single push in a negative direction was certain to lead you to end your lives. I'm a retainer of God and also a tenant of the forest of the suicidal. I understand the inner turmoil of you better than you can imagine. And through divine guidance, those souls have been brought together by an electric platform, like moths to a light, but what awaited was that light. I too was drawn to that place. I watched over your emotions and behavior. Okay. What you understood and what you did not. Is it possible that not even we knew that? I felt on the one hand I understood her, but also that I was lost. The discomfort at not knowing what to ask, to say growing. A long silence enveloped all of us. Let me try and make sense here. Okay, by all means, Michelle, let's see. So you are not a person, but an existence of existence in this realm of God, and also the attendant of the forest of the suicidal. You don't have the power to create this world, so it's illusion created based on my ideas of game. And all of us gathered here were those who contemplated suicide. This is correct? How good that you understand so quickly. Well, hang on. There's one thing that isn't clicking here. How Fata Morgana... Like, how 7th Lair can be serious at some points? How is that even possible? I thought like it's going to be all fun game. And now suddenly like it's getting like extremely dark. Even though that's a ridiculous concept. Like, being psyched into illusion based on the video game with the PC and stuff, but still like the theme is like, Jesus, that's hard, that's heavy. But hang on, there's one thing that isn't clicking here. Why am I here? I never contemplated suicide in my life. I wanted nothing more than to return this whole time. I have the reason that I must return. I can't have her worry about me. Since I have Giselle, I have no reason to want to end my life. Okay? Did you need my vision for the game? Is this why you called me here? As moments ago that your interpretation was correct. While my words may lack certain specificity, you have one crucial misunderstanding left within you. Okay, what do you mean? Can you stop speaking so vaguely? All of you gathered here, as I said before, are those who are one step away from self-destruction. Meaning, if something did not spur you along, you would not have committed suicide. Okay. Allow me to tell you the reason I prepared this word. It's not important how it was made. However, for what purpose is more important than anything. Then, for what purpose was it made? For what purpose did you send us to an illusionary world? It was to save you. Okay, to save us. What are you saying? We went through such hardships, yet you say it was to save us? Perhaps you mistaken benevolence for malevolence. Wow. No, it was guaranteed the way to save you all. Yeah, now you got a meet offline, and you're gonna be fine. You have friends, finally. I'm the tenant of the Forest of Suicidal. As part of our methodology, we do not accept such thoughts, but dispel them. So you mean you wanted to prevent the suicide? Not only you all, but I have interfered with many who strove towards self-slaughter, and as such have prevented such outcomes on unaccountable times. However, interfering with you all did not go as planned, and you all came to the brink. You guided by an invariably evil will, having no time to ponder the alternative, were being sucked rapidly into the world of the dead. What do you mean, an evil will? Okay. For even the others weak-like, you are able to be easily infected by emotion, and particularly if that emotion is one that desires death, your desire for death was cast upon you by a certain being. Wait. Which is the reason why I created 7th Lair, and interfered with your electronic wars. Okay. What's the evil being? And as for the electronic data that was originally to be published on the first day of April, I replaced it with 7th Lair. Okay. Your lives were all temporarily saved. I told you to wait. You make it sound like it means that you were all about to be killed by Michelle. Excusez-moi. What? Wait, Michelle is psychopath in this in 7th Lair? But what? I'm confused. Wait, what? How? Like each of them were like in different place. What do you mean? About to be killed by Michelle. What do you mean? I don't understand. I was trying to kill them? What do you mean? Why would that dark dog... That can't be true. Jesus, the soundtrack is so eerie. Ooh. Michel, by some interpretations, made a masterpiece by channeling his own malice and desperation into data. Okay. Those with the desire of death would have taken their own lives with the final push from his creation. Oh my god, so he made some kind of like fucked up depressing game that would like push people with depression to follow up with their plans. This is fucking horrible. Jesus, Michel, what the hell did you like, what are you thinking? Not like I'm saying like, hey, I need like some happy visual novels on channel because I'm depressed all the time, and then I'm playing IO, which apparently on VNDB a 3.0 tag with depression. Good job, me. That was the anticipated future for all of you. Wait, what do you mean? Why would I even bring myself to do something like that? Don't just make up things as you go. I would never do something like that. Yes, as you are now, I believe you certainly would not. You are not evil at heart. If anything, you are much closer to a good Samaritan in nature. However, no matter how benevolent you may be, an overwhelming chaos could lead you to fall. Is Giselle dead? Like, somehow she died and he's grieving? I can't think of anything like that. What chaos could have there have possibly been? The chaos was... Wait, Michelle, don't listen to her. Damn it, it's starting to come together now. Say no more, Fairy. You already saved us, so leave it as like that. Just take us back to reality already. Okay, yeah. Giselle is dead somehow. What? How did she die? Hey, man. It's fine, you don't need to hear any more of this. Let's all get out of the 7th layer together. No one's going into the forest of suicidal. I cannot allow that. You have attempted, or rather I should say, who desires suicide. You three may return home. But for the one who already committed the act, you have no other choice but to enter 7th layer. Wait, so... Michelle is actually dead already. Huh? Michelle Bollinger is no longer among the living, so... He don't remember doing this. So I assume Giselle died and he followed? Or something? How this game suddenly became serious and tragic? What the hell? What? What? Yes, along with the game data infused with your death. You initiated the suicide for this. What? Michelle is like the Dark Knight, the Michelle in 7th layer is like digital version of Morgana. He cursed them. No way, Michelle is dead? And the counts for your suicide became powerful motivation for your final creation. And that ended up being a masterpiece, one to influence others with similar desire for death. What could that be? To put it briefly? Stop it, say no more. Yeah, Giselle's dead, probably. It was... Stop it now, Fairy. Death of your lover. Yeah, okay. I had taken that memory from you temporarily. Which is why I took all memories of the death of your lover as well. And now, I will return them to you. Okay, he's about to break. Holy Jesus. How did that happen? I see, that's why you were getting so frustrated just now. Right, I remembered. No, the whole my memory is coming back. I had been talking with him about it for so long. From the time she collapsed, up until her life was lost. About what I could do, or what should I do. Right up until she died. I depended on him, and now I remembered why she sang the song of the fairy. I remembered it all. What the hell? Wait, we're going to actually see how Giselle dies? There's no way. After we officially became a couple, my lifestyle changed a bit. I didn't plan to quit making games and even felt like I was ready to make a good one. But I was also thinking about getting a real job. My intentions were good, but at 27-year-old... Oh, Maria is playing in the background. Great! My intentions were good, but a 27-year-old with no reputable working experience couldn't just walk into a job in this world. So after some thought, I started working on a non-contracted job, which I chose was editing. This was probably because I felt a need to be a part of a creative process. I slacked when it came to updating Room Heaven. Everyone teased me for being busy in the sack, and that maybe have been true to some extent. But the biggest reason was that I was quite busy with work, and the next game I wanted to make was a big one. Well, apparently it's like big cursed game. I had trouble bringing my ideas into focus, but I wanted to make something Giselle would like. Going a step further, I wanted to base the game around her image. An illusory world that fit her captivating jade eyes. It would even be okay to make a game for her alone. Like some authors wrote specifically for their wife or child, a game creator could do the same. That intention could be the very thing I needed as motivational force. What I thought of before was appearance, or how the users would feel, but now I would only think of Giselle. It may take some time, but I felt like in 2013 I would make something good, okay? That Christmas, I spent it with the lover for the first time in life. Despite always having begged on those stupid couples and those stupid relationships, being in that position now, I enjoyed it to the fullest and realized just how petty I was. To suit the season, many would reserve a fancy restaurant and then maybe a lavish hotel afterwards. But we decided to stay local, only eating at a slightly better place than usual, then relax with a movie we rented at home. Cool, like it. So how the hell everything went to hell? What just happened? I liked the movie The Umbrellas of the Cherbourg, and she said she wanted to watch it with me. I didn't feel it was a good to watch as a couple, so we went with the young girls of the Broche Fort. Okay. That was a great movie, with scores from the Michel Legrand. She enjoyed to watch it. Why we have like so many titles of like movies? Are they real titles? She enjoyed watching it whole way through, and that made me happy. I was sure days like this would continue into next year. All couples in love undoubtedly thought the same. You'd have to be truly twisted to think of anything else during a special day like this. It was until a month later. I think most were still in the New Year spirit. With a voice drenched in confusion, fear and shock, she told me over the phone. Okay. They said I have a cause. Oh my fucking god. You cannot. Oh. I'm so glad I'm not playing this at the same time when I played Narciso. Oh. Okay. Okay, god damn it. Wow. This game is personal again. What? Ah. All that I could utter were perplexed grunts, knowing that those words meant linguistically to me and I understood them. No, I was refusing to understand. They found something when I had a test not long ago. What? Wait, just hold a minute. Is that even... She must have been terrified. She was the one in despair. She was the one trembling. I needed to be strong one and say something to comfort her. But I was assailed by sudden limitless darkness. Like all the world had vanished. And what set in next was panic. But I'll be having surgery. It'll be okay. Her voice was the one trying to console. Yet, I was the one who needed to tell her it will be okay. Yeah, right, it'll be okay. In modern medicine, it's not even a serious illness. Wow, you really said that. That's right, I mean, look how shipshape I am right now. Yeah, that comes as a big shock. But yeah, let's be careful until you have the surgery. Get a lot of sleep and eat as well. Ah, such a warrior. Her voice at the time didn't show a hint of sickness. It was the same as ever. While I could hear the shock and fear in her voice when she got the news, her body was as healthy as ever. It was nothing. I couldn't help but think that. I couldn't help but wish it. All the while, with the weight of cancer looming over us, I tried to believe in modern medicine as if it were our savior. To start, young people aren't supposed to have major illnesses. That's not how it works. You're still 21. Having your life plagued by illness was something for down the road. Even more so for life-threatening illness. I mean, come on. 21 years old don't die easily. Even if they did, it was such a low chance that it wasn't something that happened. Sure, all kinds of tear-jerker stories and movies were made. Like, those with a tragic party thing between the protagonist and their lover. But we're normal people. So I mean, none of it was real. Just completely unreal. Oh my god. Are you serious? This is where we're going with this? Her first surgery went off without a hitch. As soon as she saw Miran winded into the hospital room, she chuckled. See, you worried too much? Seeing her unchanged smile, a wave of the relief from the bottom of my heart made me do the same. He's probably on the 9th floor already. Right, I knew it wasn't a big deal, this is real. I swear, if they would like mention like white wristband, just do not. I let myself be enveloped by that relief. She was energetic in the hospital room. She ate all the sweets and food they brought her. There were others in the same room, looking pale, in terrible condition. Looking at them, all I could think was how I was glad she didn't turn out like that, no matter how awful that was. They looked like they were looking for the ward, but she was still in our ward. The comparison was like night and day between them and her. Once she was out of the hospital, we went to the places we wanted to go. So movies we wanted to see. I worked on games I had been kind of stuck on. With the crisp sunlight of winter shining on us through the window, we talked. Her forehead shone red with the sun's light. Apparently it has spread. Well, fuck. God damn it, the cancer, like, memories are still kind of fresh for me. Like, within, like, family and stuff. It's been a year, or like half a year, actually. Yeah, about half a year, I think. When I was playing the... Yeah, about half a year, like few months at least. Yeah, a few months, not half a year, a few months. Yeah. Still kinda fresh, but... apparently the spread. Yeah. Things have been going so smoothly and she hadn't been out long. She wrote it up with a painful grin like it wasn't a big deal. It seems like it's spreading faster because I'm young, Jesus. But it'd still be okay, right? If it was going to be okay, and that was surely what she wanted to know the most. Yet there I was helplessly asking her the questions she wanted answered to. How pathetic of me. That was the one thing I shouldn't have done. Of course I'll be okay. I'll be out of the hospital temporarily and I will have the surgery again. So things will get busy. But as long as I have the surgery, I'll be good as new. She smiled in the way she always did, and I believed in that smile. I had to. but I was nervous as could be. I think it was my first time praying to God. On the way home, on the train, constantly felt like some unknown assailant had my heart in his grip. It was terrible walking nightmare. What is happening? You cannot be serious. That was such a fun story. Why are we ending this like that? That's not fun. You gotta keep it together. What's wrong with you? Well, yeah, I know that. But I just know what to do. I just don't know what to do. Or how to even approach this. I will start thinking bad thoughts. She'll be okay though, right? I mean, she's so young. There's like some cruel joke. Get together, man, jeez. I looked around the line and there's lots of people who managed to get through it. But searching online, I keep seeing that it spreads faster if you're young. Stop faking like a thief, you big dofus. Whenever the illnesses, what's important is how you feel. She's all smiles to make you feel better and stuff. But what she really wants is for you to say something gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. If you're not if you are not her support, then what the hell is she supposed to do? Wow, Melon's gold. It's something only you can do. I just worry if I can actually... I get sick with worry when I see her face. I need to be the one to put her at ease. And I understand that it's so hard it hurts. But I'm self-centered in the end. If she were to disappear, I'm not sure I could go on. Apparently not. Keep it together. I need to be the one to hold it together. I repeated it to myself each time I went to see her in the hospital. But the resolve always seems to crumble and fade the moment I saw her face. She was like a drying plant, and I had no water to give. If I did, all I had was rotten murky water. My performance was terrible. It must have been so easy to see. I was putting on a show. 1 month passed, and that turned into 2. I tried to deny it as long as I could, but Giselle was getting thinner. Oh my god. Her cheeks in the stark winter sunlight. I just didn't see the same life that they had before. As the surgeries continued, we kept saying to each other it was fine, it was nothing. Next surgery is the last. She will be out of the hospital in the jiffy. All in direct contrast to the sickly tone her face was taking. And then, the announcement finally came. Surgeries can't keep up with the spread of her cancer. Yep. I was like trampling down a steep hill. Neither of us had any idea what it would take a turn this fast. We had no chance to even process what was happening. The feeling of despair came like pounding rain relentlessly. We had no idea how to resist it. Well, there's no possible way to resist it anyway. Oh my god! What do you think about the song? Our conversation drifted to silence, which continued for some time. But she broke it with the question, song? A theme song for her house. If we have one, you can add it with your next update. He updated it before his death? Are you serious? Like they made song, he updated it and then he died? This is just piling up. I felt like it was the first time in a while we had talked about games at all. Since she had fallen ill, I hadn't done anything to ruin my heaven. I hadn't even looked at the forums. It felt odd yet melancholic to hear her even mention Fairy House. Why a song though? Because I've been clutching my hand the whole time. I really hope this is actually like... not a real story. And the guy who made like actually this forum is not dead. I hope it's not real. Like that forum that we saw in the beginning of the game when you like check the forum, like everything like had like very old messages, but I hope that's not real. Right? I mean the forum was real, but that's not real how it ended, right? I hope so. Then I've been clenching my hand the whole time. And grip felt weak, as if all the life had drained from her fingertips. Those bony fingers grazed my hands, searching for a sense of security. I would have burst into tears if I wasn't careful. I want to leave something behind, but I don't have talent or skills to actually make anything, so I thought that singing would be a good thing to do. I can sing like professional, but if it's okay with you, I want to be a part of your game. Can I? Wow. It's as though she was. Stop talking like you won't be the hero. You can do it anytime. After you get out of the hospital and get better, then you can sing. It's not like you have to do it now. Well, Michelle, I think you should like grasp reality at this point. Yeah. But if we don't do it now, we may never have another chance. But that's no. I squeezed her hand. Her shockingly fair hand was light as a feather. In a raspy voice, I pleaded, please don't say that. I didn't want to hear that end was near from her. Everything was going to be fine. Even with how fast it spread, medicine can help. My wishes were borderline delusional. Her voice in a moment was frailer than I thought possible from her lips. I don't want to be forgotten. Like a leaf had broken, she burst into sobs. I know I need to sort out my emotions. I've been thinking a lot that I need to make my death not be burdened on you, so it's better if you forget about me. I know it thoughts already, but it's painful to think my existence will fade from within you. It's much harder than the physical pain and anguish I feel. Jesus. Oh, this is heavy. She took a deep of a breath as she could after her outburst. I think it was the first time she'd gotten so emotional with me. She had always been so considerate. She was the one who was sick, but she was always the one to smile and reassure me everything was fine. But she was just being smart, thinking logically about what kind of the future she had to leave for me. She didn't really feel that way, obviously. It was obvious, yet I hate myself for being so helpless as to make her scream like that. So what she was saying was that she wanted to leave her voice in my game. She wanted to leave her mark on the world, and it was for me. Forgetting would be so much worse. Running my fingers along hers, running my fingers through her hair. Like always, she was there and I felt her. But I had the impending sense that always was about to disappear. I blinked hard to shake the image from my mind. Blinking like that made the tears welling up my eyes stream down my cheeks. What I couldn't hold back now was spilling out. At first I thought it was a miracle. Even I could relive my life again and again. There would never be another like you. You accepted my games for what they are, and I started wishing that you could have accepted all of me for what I was. And then that came true. There'll be others who like your games for what they are. No, Giza, that's not what I meant. I started wishing that it would be you, and that could be you who accepted all of me. It had to be you. That was just how it was. Your words, every one of them, they were what saved me, both a creator and as a man. Although I don't think you exactly knew you were saving me. I had lived 27 years, never recognized by anyone. I felt like every corner I turned there was someone telling me I was worthless. But the person who gave worth and meaning to my life, the person who expressed love to me, for me, the person who before I realized was my everything, I could never forget her. Even attempting to forget her, to forget would be impossible. It wasn't some temporary impulse either. I'm pretty sure it was a sense of certainty that only someone who had been a creator for so long could feel. To create something there needs to be a motivation, a driving force, and that had eluded me. But she finally felt that hole inside. Her existence had affected me deeply, and she was now the center of my life. Okay. I really hope if I would check this forum again, I would not see the Fairy House having the latest update, and that will be the last game he updated ever. It's like, okay, is this forum that we had on the phone and stuff, is it like actually like meta forum? I mean, it's like fake forum just for the 7th Lair? Like it became a thing for 7 Lair? It's not like the game is based on this forum? I hope it's other ways around, because this is tragic. Or like this situation, I hope is not real. Whatever may happen, she was now an impossible thing to remove. Until I grow old and die, my only love will ever be you. I said it quickly, through grasp between my breaths. She went quiet before trying to say something, but she again closed her mouth. I had a good idea what she might have said though. She had to tell me I was wrong. And I was sure she wanted to say it for my benefit. But I didn't want to hear that from her. I wanted her to understand I wasn't just saying this on emotional impulse. After another long silence, she spoke again. It's like something from a storybook. She smiled somewhat jokingly, like always, but not quite. There were tears running down her trembling cheeks. We embraced, to try and console our mutual despair. When our tears finally stopped, the sun was already low in the sky. Watching the fading sunlight out the window, I spoke again. What kind of song do you want to sing? I couldn't think of denying her request. Let's see, I think a gentle song would be nice. If she were perfectly calm, she answered in a voice I knew all too well. A gentle song. That vague way of putting it actually suited her. Lyrics? Can I think of them for a bit? I know that. It was the least I could do. Okay. Next day I was supposed to record her singing. We couldn't sing in the hospital room, of course, so we used a grassy area outside to do it. She sat under the shade of tree. I held up the best voice recorder we could manage to get. Waited for her to begin. Now it makes me cry, god damn it. God damn it. This is literally a song about her. Oh my god. Like her voice will always be there. Some days you shall be away, her voice will never fade. Days I was with you. This is a song for Michelle as well. Remember days I was with you. I hate this and I love this at the same time. God damn it. God damn it. Wow. And the line that filled onto the through the tree. She was beautiful, singing only be above whisper. She had no makeup on and wasn't dressed stylishly, like when we went on walks. Her face had lost its colors, vitality, and had her seemed dry. Her hair seemed dry, without its unseen sheen. But even still, she was absolutely beautiful. I would have been fine with time stopping forever. How are you going to make this song? I don't know. Anyone who can make music, so I will do it myself. Did you know? Did you know how? Do you know how? I've never tried, but I will do it. I will do it just to show you that I can. I wanted to make an amazing game, using you as my inspiration. But I had always been talentless as the creator. I always dwelt on it, and got lost along the way. I don't think I will end up making it a reality now. It was likely all I could do for you now. I didn't say that to her though. Wow. I worked on the song constantly, almost without any sleep. I had never made even a single song before. I didn't know how to use the software. I couldn't read music. Even in music class my grades were worst. Music isn't the word someone can delve into without any knowledge. But despite all that, I was compelled to. I had no idea what I was doing, so I repeatedly checked each command I input. I placed a note, then played it. It would take me a whole day to make only 5 seconds of song. While I worked, I would go visit her in Lyon as well. She started to worry about me as the lack of sleep showed on my face. Each day her condition seems to worsen. I was gripped with the apprehension that I needed to work faster, yeah. He wanted to show her this song before. Oh my god. That went on about 10 days. It was a simple song, just a minute long, but I had put my heart into it. I thought it sounded nice, and once it was ready I hurried to have her listen. She was almost brought to tears. I think it's beautiful. Yeah, it is. God damn it. Now these lyrics make so much more sense. Those were her words. And then, February 14, the updated version of the Fairy House was released. Version 2.2, the one with Rone in the lyrics. Released into the void of the internet. I wanted any and all that would listen to hear her voice. I loaded it onto the large free game site as well, and some other sites I had overlooked until now. I wanted to get it out anywhere I could. The voice of the real fairy, and my creation. I wanted people to see it. As for responses, there were some. The songs are... Oh, for fuck's sake! You can't do this! Oh my god. Did you play this game? Couldn't do it. It's already in the trash. It wasn't worth releasing. What is this karaoke? Haha. Why is there even a song? Pause. I have no idea what that means. Not even worth it. Not worth it for free. Hasn't even heard of mixing. Can you not delete the song? Pretty shitty. Wow. Wow. Holy fuck. 7 letters suddenly went so heavy. What is happening? Why did I get my hopes up? But I think that everyone would somehow magically appreciate this. Where did that lovely idea even come from? To think that strangers would understand what she and I had shared together. Yeah. I was dreaming the whole time. Everything about the game was made according to my whims. No matter what course of events happened to make the song, nothing would get through to anyone. It felt flat. There were others, less harsh words, but what stuck with me were only the negative opinions. My heart seems to churn in pain each time I read them, because it also seems that they were denouncing Giselle too along with me. My emotions inside seems to swirl violently, without knowing why. The strings of insults seems to hammer into my skill. In that moment, I screamed from rage-induced tears. How was it? Was there any reaction to it? Oh my god. He's going to lie to her and say, yeah, everyone say it's fine. Oh god. Your eyes as full of hope as they were capable of, she asked me hesitantly. To that face, I couldn't possibly bring myself to hear the truth. I couldn't tell her the heartless words I had seen, so... It was convincing of a fake smile as I could master. I told her. Everyone said it was really good. I will never forget her unabashed smile in that moment. But emotions inside me, black and bubbling, like a festering wound that didn't go away. Giselle, as if she had finished all she had left to do, passed away a few days later. Like a dying flower dropping its last petal, it happened so fast. Seemingly the instant the cancer had been discovered, she had disappeared from my sight. Damn. I had been emptied. There was no void within me, as if the root of everything inside me had been yanked up and discarded. The outer husk, that was me, seems to be there and alive, but inside was nothing but darkness. I had no motivation to do anything and quit the job I had finally started. I was in daze, forgetting to eat and sleep. I started up computer and Skype. It started automatically showing that I had messages of my own. I don't know when you are watching this and if you are watching this, but fun fact, Skype has ceased to exist in May 2025. It's like a week before Skype is going offline basically. Like week or two when I'm recording this. I think about a week. Yeah, next week is May. So yeah, Skype will be gone and all its services going to Teams, basically. Info for like future generations, maybe. The icon flashed to the notification. I couldn't reply, even that was too difficult for me. I deleted the entire application from my computer. Wow. After that, about a month passed. The passage of time was more or less lost on me, and days and nights passed languidly in my dark, locked room. I opened my computer, and that was the only instinct that seems to still function. I took a look at Rima Heaven for the first time since she died. There was some posts on the forum from the regulars, but nothing about it felt like the old days. No new game yet, huh, Dark Dork? How long? Gonna keep slacking, you quack? Hurry up and give us something. One of the regulars. All I could do is give empty chuckle. New game? Even though I have nothing left. I really don't want to open this forum and see if like this is real, like if he got like actually depressed like that at that point. I really hope this forum is fake actually. Please, this forum be fake. It must be fake. It's been created just for 7th Lair, right? I really hope so. Even though I have nothing left, even though I have no energy to even think. Even though if I release something, you would just bash it as lame and boring. Even though you would toss it right in your trash folder. Who are you to order me to make a game anyway? She's gone. She was the only reason I was gonna make another game. Time to stop. Just stop. Stop everything. If I'm unable to make anything, then being formally known as the creator is finished. I can't even find value in the act of existing anymore. Even breathing felt heavy. Knowing I would never look at it again, I mentioned to close the site. But just then, I noticed one of the comments. So what? Did he die or something? Haha, oh my fucking god. I hate this so much. Who made this comment? One of the regulars? Are you in the 7th Lair game now? Oh wow. Once I saw it, I felt something immeasurably dark emerge inside me. I don't think it was rage towards that one particular poster. It was the relationary malice of the creator to every gamer out there. It was something that should have not been. They were free of sin. They did nothing wrong. Some players don't recognize. Knowing that in my head did nothing. My emotions were now in control. That's why I replied. My mind had been made up and they couldn't be changed. I was no longer rational. It was as if I was possessed by a demon. I'll have a new game, new release on April Fools. Why did I get the urge to do that? They just want to do something sinister to them? They want something to comprehend the single fraction of loneliness and anger I was feeling? I want them to feel the same as I did. They want to crush their spirits as mine has been. I felt like all of us hit the mark, it missed completely. What kind of game did you make us last? The only thing I knew was sure. That's new. That's a new song. Yet missed completely. The only thing I knew for sure was this immense pain for one single man. It was far too heavy of a burden to bear. The putrid, booze-filled swamp of malice that had manifested inside me. It was growing. In fact, it was consuming me. It wouldn't get better unless I could expel it. Well then, I had to spit it out, show it to them all. And I only had one method of doing that. I was creator. The only choice I had was to pull hope and benevolence, hate and despair, all of it into one of my creations. You really made a cursed game. Jesus. Will you all laugh when you see this? Will you shower me with sneaks, chuckles, insult, pity or disgust? Or will my despair pierce through you in a meaningful way? He literally is Morgana of 7th Lair. He cursed the players. I wouldn't know how it would play out. I didn't need to know. That was already beneath me. I don't care about any backlash. All I would do was release it. That's all. I ended up finishing on time and went through with releasing it. In a way, that was to be my last creation. Although I didn't know if it was something worth calling a creation. It was the malice of a creator. His despair and his madness. All wrapped up into one. Whoa! Yo, you did not have to go that hard. Oh! Co za de komentary. Oh! I did enough to make it look like a game. Desktop icon. What have you. And I simulated countless times. Because I couldn't do a debug test. If I messed up anywhere along the way, it would be all for naught. Until April Fools come over and over, I practiced for how I was going to kill myself. For my last creation. And then April Fools came. I hadn't a single inkling that I could possibly fail. What is happening with Fata Morgana with 7th Lair? That was such a nice game. Why the story went so horribly dark? Despite being the type who has had a plethora of bugs in my games, this time of all times it would go flawlessly. There was an odd sense of comfort in that. I sat before the camera, I synced my computer up so I could post it immediately. No way you fucking made like live video of this. I pressed my left arm firmly against my desk so it wouldn't slip. I raised the knife. And when I was forced to possibly cleave my wrist off, I brought it straight down. The pain was intense as much as I wanted to scream. So much is that I almost lost consciousness. But if I did scream, and the off chance someone barged in, that would end in failure. I bite down my lip and keep my voice low. But even then I groaned like a dying beast. I found myself thinking that it would be more real to have at least some screaming. I was used to making a build of a game. I could easily do it before I passed out. What the fuck? In my dazed brain, I slowly draining of blood. I lined up the video. I compressed the file and then I uploaded my final release to Rioma Heaven. This is definitely not real. It was what I wanted. I just refuse to believe that like this forum is real. At first I thought like, oh, that was made like out of like real forum. No, not anymore. I think like the forum was made for this game. There's no way that forum was real. Right? Please, god damn it. That was what I wanted, to unleash my spines. That was the truth. Holy shit. I have no comprehension of creation, however, after observing the length of these beings called humans, I have come to an understanding. When humans create a masterpiece of some kind, there is powerful source of motivation behind it. For all of the games that Michel had made up until this point, a powerful motivation did not exist for it. Although for this Fairy House game that I'm borrowing here, there were powerful thoughts behind it, yet it was no masterpiece. A true masterpiece doesn't ask permission to move people. Stop it. What masterpiece? You keep saying what over and over again. Move people to death? What kind of masterpiece is that? You can tell that's a masterpiece. That would be just a painful heap of despair. Michelle, hey, say something. Tell us it's a lie. Something as crazy as pushing people to suicide. You would never do that, right? Michelle? I don't know if I was trying to push people, but it's the truth. Jesus. I tried to distribute the game that was infused with my own death. And in that, there was malice indeed. I remember everything. The pain at the time, the loss and the spite and hate building inside me. Desperation, madness. It's all true. The Fairy House song. I didn't talk bad about it. The one who was bashing it was JB. Oh wow, god damn it, you're not talking about each other. That's not. No, Dark Dog, that was... It wasn't how I really felt. I never knew your story. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, people in the internet don't give a fuck until, like, you tell them, like, something tragic is there, and even then, some people can be, like, assholes. Like, internet is fucked up. I don't know. If I did, I wouldn't have. Of course, of course, like, this is like... Why would you, like, even, like... Why the fuck trolls and, like, horrible people exist in the internet? Like, how the fuck is that possible? Like... I don't know, how fucking mentally ill you have to be to, like... just bash something out without, like, I don't know. Because all these comments that like he had about this song and stuff before, this was just like just pure hate without like any real you know, reviews or anything about this. Like, that probably would hurt less if these were like kinda like reviews, like, you know, like game was weak and like song could be better and stuff like this. It wouldn't be like, you know, anything he hoped for, But it would be as hard as like just debauching it out of spite like this. You know? Maybe not much of a difference for Michel right there because of his lost. But that would be a little bit different. But seriously, like, god damn it, like, internet is fucked up. I know that. No, I've come to know that. Talking to you too directly, knowing that what kind of people you are, and knowing what you think of me. But at the time, in that moment, I didn't know that. You too, and a lot of others, I wanted to drag you down with me. I called him a murderer, yet I was trying to be the one myself. So that's how it was. Michel, you're not a killer. If the fairy here hadn't switched it out at the last second, I would have been. But still, even still, you're not a killer. No, you're the opposite. I'd always hated myself so much. Everything was a facade, I couldn't even make friends. I tried to act positive on the internet, but in reality I can't even look someone in the eye. I was sure that no one would ever be my friend. The one who was on my side was my imaginary big brother. But it wasn't the case. Even after knowing what I did, you reached out to me and saved me. The thing I wrote on Ruma Heaven, it may have seemed like I was just causing hardship for everyone. But something about the place told me it was okay to be there, so I made it my home. It was fun for me. And this role-playing experience in 7th Lair, it was fun too. I think I was saved also. How odd. Will you not denounce him? Looking back to the accounts of all of this, Michel is the perpetrator. This is literally Fata Morgana, but it's like Michel being Morgana, like literally same. You are now aware of his heinous behavior and the depths of his insanity. Denounce him? What is wrong with you? How could we attack Michel for this after what we've heard? If you had not met face to face, and you had initiated your suicide through the electronic work, do you think you could say the same thing? Hey, sophistry is unnecessary. It's not more important what we think of him now. I see. Indeed, the ebb and the flow of human emotion is something I cannot fully decipher. Initially, one reason I switched 7th Lair to save you, temporarily in order to judge whenever you truly had intention to commit suicide. Seeing how you're acting now, that may not be necessary. Your transition emotions portends a very positive outcome. However, as for him, Michel, he cannot return to your reality. I can return a spirit to the living flesh, but nothing can be done for a corpse. He's already designed to descend into hell. Get out of here. Why does he alone have to go to hell? Did he do anything to deserve that? Yes, he did. His own suicide is also initiating the suicide of others. This saying carries a serve penalty. Yeah. No, don't say that, please, I'm begging you. He's a precious friend of mine. Don't say you will take only him. Do something about this. You're like a god or something, right? Do something, please. Death can't be undone. No. Now the time of reckoning. I shall ask you very formally. Do you intend to return to reality? Or do you wish to stay here as you are and enter the forest of the suicidal as one of the deceased? You should all go back. You really should. I want you to. Right now, I'm full of regrets. Regret my decision at the time. If only I had realized so many things, realized them sooner than I did. The one who puts through into something isn't just the creator. Yeah, you did like the most dumb shit that anyone can do. God damn it. The players received it to do as well. Creation's one-way street. but you can't actually see the recipient's thoughts. But there should have been a way to get closer, and there was. The people gathered at the room of heaven. I could have gotten closer, asked what they were thinking, and when I may have been able to visualize, I may have been able to see what was behind the text. I should have tried to know what you were before I made something as heinous as I did. Your true selves. Please return and be friends from here on. And please continue to live your lives. It's fine, I'll be the one to harbor those regrets now. I want. Well, I said I want, Michelle. There's one more thing that I was keeping from you. I just said before that I made my game for the girl that I liked. I was talking about Giselle. Oh! What? Now you're dropping more bombshells. I made it for her. I had feelings for her for some time now. Are you serious? And I was the one who told her about your games. The friends she mentioned all the time, that was you? Yeah, it was. I want to imagine her ever in a relationship with someone else, with another man, even though I knew that time would definitely come. I wished so badly for it to never happen. I wanted her all to myself. But I knew that was unfair of me, and I was kind of pinned between those conflicting emotions. But then it occurred to me. If it was you, I could let you have her. If you were her boyfriend, with me one step back, I could easily keep watch over her with a smile. Anyway, that's how it is. I thought of you as one of the kind friends. I had never met you or even seen your face, but you were valuable enough friends that I could pass the girl I loved over to you. And now my friend and the girl I loved, I've lost you both. Continuing on now would be impossible. I can't accept the reality. Don't do stupid shit like Michelle did. Is that so? Then you're saying you will enter the forest with suicidal? Yes, I'm... No. Yeah, don't repeat the fucking mistake that Michelle did. You can't, you absolutely cannot. And why not? How selfish can you be to force me to leave on my own? Yeah, I know. I know I'm being selfish, and I know I'm in no position to force you. But even still, I want you to leave. In depth, nothing matters more. We both get to disappear and not worry about anything anymore forever. Is that so wrong? Yes. I won't need to concern yourself with me. Everything will be gone. No, leave something behind. You can do it, and you have the talents to do it. Do you remember our argument from before? I told you that even if a lot of people have something, you can't say it really exists if it doesn't stay within their hearts. I did say that. Yeah, you did. But like you said, that was only a way for me to tell myself I was in the right. My own works aren't received by masses. But I kept wishing that they had more meaning. At least more than things that the masses liked. But in the end, I think a lot of things how people enjoy definitely. I think a lot of the things people enjoy definitely do have meaning. I'm sure that if the game wasn't made with her in your heart, no one would have thought that it was a fun game. Because there was a driving force behind this creation, it became one that people talked about. But I no longer have that inspiration anymore. She's no longer here, and you are... There is your own conflicts, you have yet to express those. If you can speak of them or show them in your attitude and infuse your creation with them, you have the ability to materialize your desires. I know you have the talent. Don't in the way to express yourself. I know you can walk a better path than I did. You can't just say that and expect. A long time ago you told me something. You need to struggle in order to survive. Well, I'm throwing those words right back to you now. struggle to strive in your creation. That's my request to you now. I couldn't do it, but I think that you can. I want you to let me and trust that hope to you. Man, you and I think we're good friends. Damn. Just say what you want. Foolish, selfish, lost cause of man. Even in our chats, you're always wishy-washy, immediately turning negative on everything, and on top of all, you off yourself. You're just you. Man, listen up, Michelle. I'm gonna make something so huge that will reach you at the depths of hell. And I will keep living my unstable life, and I will die a ridiculous death myself and go to hell. And when I do, you tell me what you thought about it. Yeah, you bet I will. You stupid idiot. He groaned these final words to me, turned away and walked towards the others, displaying his intention to return to the other side. The fairy now returned to the god and spoke slowly. So, you have decided? Yeah. It's done. Now then, Michelle, all return to reality and face yourselves in everyday life. You must not let yourself make a decision that will lead you to hell. The ones to return shall pass through this door. She then lifted a single bony finger, and in the darkness of the room, a door appeared. Okay. Her finger then pointed straight, urging the three of them on. Dark? No. Michelle. I had fun getting to know you, and you definitely saved me. So I don't really know what to say, but I won't ever forget you. The sort of things I won't forget. Thank you, and take care of yourself. We have to part too soon after becoming friends. I wanted to have a deeper talks with you. We could have drunk and grieved about this and that. I think we could have had some fun times. But I felt bad for hurting you. My actions weren't against you individually. You don't need to apologize anymore. So we are really leaving you now, huh? Honestly, it doesn't even feel real yet. But you now remember that you can actually... But if you now remember that you actually ended your life, then I guess we... yeah. Goodbye, Dark Dork. Goodbye, Jacopo. No. Let me do the same. Goodbye, JB. Yeah. Hey, is this really okay? Huh? You're gonna descend into isolation. Are you okay with that? If you feel like you need a companion in this, I can go with you, you know. It means to pose that question. I wouldn't ask that. Let me see. Okay, I guess it's goodbye. But remember what I said. Until we meet again. Spiral... Fate... I forgot the thing that Morgana was saying, always. Something about fate. The three of them turned their backs and started towards the door she indicated. As they stood before it, a bright light enveloped them. I squinted under it, and when the light had receded, the three of them were nowhere to be seen. Okay. So they're gone. Yes. All that remains is now guide you to the 7th lair. Oh. Fairy, can I ask you another question? I'm not a fairy, but yes, what is it? Why do you take my memories? There should be some rules that you have to follow. What about here? There should be some rules that you have to follow. What's the matter, maybe? For what purpose is essential, you said? I don't think you would have taken my memories without a reason. Indeed. As decreed, those who commit suicide can never be forgiven and must remain in hell for all eternity. However, much has passed, and compared to before, those who have fallen into the forest of suicide have increased. We thought to expand our perspective on the issue slightly, to consider whether all must continue to bear the sin or not. Your soul, at some point, may be able to free it from hell. For those who are able to save others, we have begun to reconsider their circumstances. So the reason you took my memories was to see your spirit in its original, purest form, and to determine in what way you interact with others. So that's why, not only them but for me, you gave me a chance to be saved. Well, such is my duty. I suppose I should say thank you. It's not necessary. You're still going to hell, as I already said. Yeah, I got that. But let me ask another question. Every once in a while, there were some odd comments on the Real My Heaven forums, almost like spam. Was that you? Interesting. Yes, I interfered electronically and attempted to convince those who desired death. However, your electronics medium is rather difficult for me. Okay? Convince us. Something the matter? No, it's just kind of scary thinking about it now. And one thing. You draw this out, but very well speak. What do you think of the Fairy House song? I don't harbor the same emotions as people. I cannot speak of its emotional qualities. But yes, indeed. I think the song is able to leave something with the listener. Yeah. I like this song without knowing the circumstances. And it's even better with them. I see, thank you. That's enough for me. Now onwards to 7 Lair. She bowed her head deeply and held out her hand. Knowing she was indicating for me to take it, I reached out. And then my world then crumbled. I heard the rumbling sounds, the floor collapsed and the walls came crashing down. Without a doubt, I was falling into the darkness with no bottom in sight. Just falling. But in the next moment, white light scorched my eyes, okay? And behind it, I could make out the girl with the long hair. Giselle? Her body seems wrapped in silk like an angel. But you are falling down. How can you see Giselle in the hell? What? That's not possible. I couldn't make out the details of her face or body. All I knew that was something utterly pure was before me. She gazed my cheek with her finger and gave me a gentle kiss on the lips. It felt so familiar. Okay, so it's just like passing goodbye, basically. Like she cannot follow you there. Like someone I love dearly, my motivational, my everything. After a brief moment together, she went up. Yeah, okay. And I down. And as if both heaven and earth tore her away, she disappeared. Jesus, what a tragic end. And it's over. I will just move myself here and we're going to listen to the ending, I guess. Well, oh, Michelle Bollinger from Household Fata Morgana, email from, oh yeah, okay, they're doing this. Age, real name unknown, Pauline. Appearance, Angel, real name, yeah, okay. Sent to the Lair. Be ever after. Oh, these are the short stories. Did I play this in the wrong order? Should I play Erasmus first? I don't think so. Anyway. Wow. I did not expect that last part. Like, last episode or two that we had. I pretty much recorded up until this point in one sitting. I mean, not in one sitting. It's like... I've said this like on... Actually 2 days. Maybe more sittings, but like 2 days of recordings. So I have like backup videos basically for future and stuff. Music 7 days in sunshine. Use gets. Oh yeah. That's. These are usually copyrighted. I will see if I'll be able to leave the song or not. Maybe I will, maybe I not. I wonder if there's going to be the fairy song mentioned. Oh wait, that's like lyrics. Persephone life word? No, okay, never mind. If it was now, I told you. Okay, anyway, it started really fun and awesome, and I had a lot of fun reading this. And then it just went like to like depths of hell, literally. Holy crap. That's went so heavy at the end. It did not have to. Now I understand why we had like this like real life events back then. They were like the weakest part of it, but now they're like the strongest part. Holy crap. Oh? After? Okay. I will talk a little bit about what happened after. Whose perspective is that, by the way? Firstly, we all awoke from 7th Lair and before too long met up again. Okay, so they've actually met up offline. The place Paris, France. Of course, it was to attend a certain visual funeral, yeah. The funeral of the owner of the Realm of Heaven. To us, he was known by his screen name, Dark Knight, which yeah, is a little corny, but he was an honest and pure man, and that's what led him to death. His real name was Michel. I had known Giselle for a long time. Okay, so this is in my own perspective. Okay. So I was able to determine where he lived and was also successful in containing his family. After I heard the day of the funeral, I contacted Pinky Rose and JB, since we were now connected online. The real names were Jacopo Bezzerazzi and Nelly Rhodes. Yeah, okay, that didn't change. Jacopo resided in Italy and Nelly in England. It was quite the distance, and I thought it would be hard for them to make it, but I managed to arrange to come on the day. And, at long last, we met in the real world. For a first offline meetup to be a funeral, shish, yeah. Speaking about dark, Jacopo beached as usual. Okay, but I can see his eyes were slightly puffy, so he likely cried either on the plane or train coming to France. Not even like the spunk itself we saw in the 7th Lair, seems like a scared little creature. Yeah, she did say that she created a brother persona to not be alone and stuff, because she used to be bullied and stuff in the school, yeah. I already knew one older, and I tried to tell her she didn't need to be scared, but it's scary with all those people here. It's been so long since I went outside. Was how she replied. I'm surprised your parents gave you permission. I can like you traveling all alone. I thought it out loud. I told them everything. I knew they wouldn't believe me about St. Lair, so not that part. I told them about I had a really good friend online and that he really helped me, but now he's passed away. Okay. I told them honestly, and my mom understood. She even gave me travel money. She answered, looking shyly down at the ground. We stood before a small graveyard, or rather, looked at it from distance. A lack of him was being lowered into the ground, the relatives surrounding it. It was an easy situation where a group of three like us, all different ages and nationalities, could just slide in and said we're friends. Yeah, that would be like very weird, like the family would like keep asking questions, how do you know him? Maybe St. Lair was all the dream. That was the first thing I hoped for when I woke up. But that was an empty hope. He was dead, sure enough. In front of his computer with a knife in his wrist. They said he was found in a pool of blood. Jesus. It must have been a ton of blood. Must have hurt too. What the hell did he do to himself? That stupid jackass. Yeah. Oh my god, how the fuck 7th Flare went into such a heavy topic. God fucking damn it. God damn it, Michelle is just so fucking dumb in this one. Why would you do that? All I could think of was what if he had given me his phone number. Or if when our text chat suddenly stopped, I found out where he lived. Maybe this all would have happened, I could have stopped him, I couldn't stop thinking about it. My problem was to him, of all people, I didn't want to expose my true self. That's why I never tried to speak face to face. But if I had overcome these issues and taken those steps, he may still be alive today, yeah. Damn it. What's done can never be undone, but those regrets keep surfacing over and over. When I let my mind wander, I fell into an endless loop of what-ifs. No matter how final our goodbyes in Fairy House, there was too much inside me left in limbo. The others that had died wasn't only Michelle. The Dutch decapitator, yeah, this guy. Yukimasa. As for him, when I searched for the Dutch decapitator online, a whole slew of information came up. Privacy on the internet, am I right? He was famous on some underground sites, so once a serial killer like him went down, I guess it was only natural there would be this much info. He was found dead in the Amsterdam apartment with a woman. Okay. Well, more accurately, the woman had died from severe lacerations to the neck. Oh wow. Lacerations, so not didn't strangle her. And the man that was the decapitator had died of heart failure. He died out of a heart attack? Him? Sure. Of course, we all knew his cause of death. But I mean, he died when he became a sacrifice to fight the Demon Lord. Who the hell would believe that? Alternatively, his soul was taken by the retainer of God. Both of those were ineffable as explanations in reality. I guess by killing her, like, he just like brought himself over the edge and died by the heart attack. I guess. Sure, why not? I don't want to seem like I was crazy in some fantasy world, so I didn't talk about it. Alright, the 7th layer is gone from the forum log. You can't download it anymore. Ah. I wonder if you two noticed. Harry and I both noticed to check up a question. Noted to check up a question. 7th layer was gone, without a trace of that. There was no trace, it was ever downloaded either. Its disappearance was so clean, it was hard to believe it ever existed in the first place. All that was left was the odd text on the forum, to believe that it was all just a terrible dream. But the coffin I occasionally looked up to see immediately told me it was real. An illusory reality. It sounded like a oxymoron, but that's all I could call it. Nah, just think about it boggles the mind. Yes, I sighed heavily, but then I gave an intentionally cynical smile. But what disappeared wasn't just 7th layer. And what does that mean? The masterpiece that he made also disappeared completely. Oh, that thing. Oh yeah, good that it disappeared. Holy shit. The video he recorded his suicide also was never found on his computer. I guess the fairy did her work. Holy shit, oh my god, like... I just can't believe that how it went, holy fuck. Nelly, who had been looking down this whole time, finally lifted her head and looked directly at us. The resolve in her eyes didn't match the timid girl we first met. It's something that couldn't be left. It's something that Michelle really regretted. It would have pained him. It would have pained him to see it still there. In the same way you couldn't delete something you released to the world, you couldn't take back something that you had done. So under normal circumstances, what Michelle did would have been denounced by everyone. But that not being the case, like a small salvation for Michelle who had descended into hell, anyone to think that hardliner furry could have such a mercy, but that was probably the case. At the ceremony, the attendants heard the final prayer and dispersed. Seeing some of them cry made me happy. There were those who still loved him. Yeah. Oh. Oh my god. Then I bit my lip, swearing to myself that I wasn't going to give him the honor of crying for him. After the attendees had all left, we stood before his grave. We had then offered him 3 lilies. So, what you two going to do right now? Sorry. What do you mean? Should we go get a cup of tea somewhere? Tea? Nah, not like that. I mean it in the broader sense, in the coming days. I laughed, stopped the Jacopo question. I looked over to Nelly and had her answer first. I'm changing schools, and I wanna get totally fresh start. Good. Nice. I might not be able to make any friends my age, but when I start I can turn to you two, right? So I won't be afraid when I go. Jacobo's face then softened into a kind and understanding smile. Sheesh, this guy was capable of making a face like this whole time? Wow. But what about you, JB? Nelly's using Jacopo's screen name, looked up at him. Jacopo slightly averted his eyes before mumbling an answer. I don't care what it is, but I will look for a job somewhere. That has to come first, yeah. Oh my god. Don't lose hope all the way. The only thing you need to lose is attitude. Well, thanks for that. Then, the of them looked over at me. So my plans, huh? Obviously I had an answer. But first, I thought I'd just a little. I think I'll try and aim to be the next Dante. Huh? What are you on about? What do you mean, yeah? Well, think of it like this. The furry you know, she said all that stuff about Dante and whatever. We're lucky enough to experience that word, so maybe I will spread the word like he did. Think anyone will believe it in this day and age? And besides, what we experienced was a game word. You will be labeled as a lunatic and that will be the end. You can say that again. Jacob crossed his arms and looked at me with his eyes saying he knew I wasn't being serious. Nelly had her own big bright eyes focused on me too. If you look at me that cutely, I might have to eat you up, I mumbled to myself internally. I smirked. And then I told them what I was really thinking. I'm gonna make a game. Because that's the only thing I can do. Will I be able to find whatever game you may have made? Is it going to be another QR code or something? And I'm gonna quit NVC Corporation too. Oh, you're going totally indie. What? That's a massive company with a stable future. Don't you think that's a waste? The future of me doesn't exactly go along well. I laughed out loud, and Jacopo gave me a slightly disapproving glare. Yeah. What kind of game are you going to make? Something about your body? Nelly asked timidly. Why? Oh, okay. True. Right. I forgot. It's been a while. At her age, she surely had never come across someone like me before. It seems like she was confused about how to ask about it. Nah, if I create something about that so literally it won't be well received. To do this right, we have to think of imaginary and characters that everyone can latch into, and then you slip in your own messages in between. But yeah. The spring wind blew by, as if stripping us of the emotional pain. Or maybe it was pushing us to pursue our dreams. I will not try make it. I will cast it into the wind and see whenever it will sell or not. Actually, the title will be 7th Lair. Wow. Really? 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 Oh. And that's it. So, is Ryuma Heaven going to like open browser? Yeah, okay. So the thing I had on the phone, you can have if you just click on the browser. Okay. Let's see. Email. Wait. There is a link to 7th Lair. You can download this game. No, you cannot. Software error. Yeah, you cannot download it. But it's posted actually on unknown hour. Title new game. 2013, and there's a link to 7th Lair. Huh. And that was the last post on the forum, the 7th Lair. But you cannot download it anymore. Actually, you cannot download any of these games. I checked that before, so yeah, we all know that you cannot, but yeah, anyway. So that was it, that's the 7th Lair. So the last thing that we have to do with Fata Morgana is to play Erasmus, and that's going to be the next thing on the channel. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode of Fata Morgana, and we're going to dive into the Erasmus. Oh right, after Erasmus we will go back to short stories actually, because there are two short stories for both 7th Lair and the Erasmus. So we have just a tiny little bit like extra content here hidden as well, so we'll check that as well. But yeah, also I'm not sure if there already was or there will be. I don't know when this episode is airing, but somewhere along the way there was a tier list of characters for Fata Morgana, the stream. Not sure if I did it yet or not. It's up in the air, but yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. So yeah, click that like button if you liked the episode, subscribe for more, check my Discord, and become a member if you'd like to support me and see episodes till the end. Thank you once again, and for now, Pocket Watch, let's get out.